Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 13 April 2023. It's a Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a big knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And that's exactly what we have for you. Before we get into the meat of it though, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also, in the description, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute long expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, how we do things, and why every Thursday night. So if you are new to this weekly event, please watch that. It'll make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. The second link, also pertaining to weekly knife sales, is my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly vehicle to move along some of your knife collection, that video explains how this all works from the Consignors perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. Okay, so the description is all important in these sale videos. At the top, those 3 links. In the middle, the terms of the sale. At the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The first is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right, the price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service, and there will be room for 4 knives to be sharpened next day, so those will ship tomorrow the 14th along with all the as shown inventory. If you fall outside that first 4, expect your sharpened knife to ship in about 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, that knife has been purchased, bought, paid for, and it's on its way to its new owner, so no need to send an inquiry about anything marked sold. That is it for housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen. We'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got some leftovers from last week we need to work through. And you guys are going to get some screaming deals on these, by the way. First up among them, from Spanish knife maker Muela, we have the 93041 Ranger. Comes in this rather nicely made leather sheath, embossed with the Muela logo, with beautiful gold top stitching, which I think accents the brass hardware on this knife quite nicely. Here it is. We have a stunning clip point blade in 440 stainless steel. Don't know which kind. That is delineated right there below the Ruco name. It is a hollow saber ground clip point. Just a gentle little swedge. Laminated redwood handle, brass pommel and guard. Shield inlaid into the redwood on the show side. 4 1/16 handle. Near mint to like new, no box. 84 bucks web price of this knife, brand new. We started this one out at 60 last week, dropped it to 49 for the weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets it for less than half price from its web retail, 39 bucks. like it is. 64 with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Muela 93041 Ranger. Next up, another one from Muela. This is their Bison, another beautifully made sheath. Like that embossed maker's mark. Good quality snap. We've got the flap protecting the knife handle from the snap. Very nice. And we've got kind of a SOG style clip point on this one with a jimped thumb divot. Kind of a high saber, hollow grind. Blade steel on this one is unknown stainless steel, 3.5 inches long. Beautiful popcorny Stag handle, and the handle length is 3 5/8. Got a little leather lanyard tied. Nice forward choil, very nice in the hand. 3.5 inches is that blade length, if I didn't mention it. We're going to call this near mint, no box. These are now out of stock at web retailers. When they were available, they were $121 web retail. We priced this last week at $75. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $60 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $49 as shown. $74 with my edge. That is the Muela Bison. Next up, is this our? No, it's not our last fixed blade, but it's sort of our last traditional fixed blade. This one from Gerber. Nice leather sheath, fold over style. Inside we have this gorgeous drop point honey. Steel not specified. Let's assume it's 425M. This is the Gerber 22-01841 Wallowa Stag Hunter. Got some stainless steel bolsters and butt caps that are laser engraved and etched. Thick hand-filling Stag handle. You got 3 5/8 inches of blade, 4 1/4 inches of handle. Works well in a variety of grips. Very, very slight scratching in that mostly polished blade finish. So I'm going to call it, let's call it near mint, no box. These are discontinued, not of stock. We ran this last week at $70. It didn't sell, so we dropped it to $55 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's do $45 on the Gerber Wallowa Stag Hunter. $70 if you'd like it sharpened. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, we have one from LV Knives, Ray Laconico and Mike Vagnino, and the outer packaging is this poly bag. But it comes in a nice pouch, which I shall show you. Here's the pouch. Nothing fancy. And here's the knife. This is the Javelin from Ray and Mike. Beautiful bead blasted, then tumbled titanium handle slabs. What is that, Mokutai or Timascus, the pocket clip? I'm not that familiar with those exotic titanium artisan materials. It is a ball bearing flipper with a nice low profile, nicely non-jimped flipper. Probably could use some jimping. It works better if you keep your finger off the lock bar. Anyhow, blade steel is CTS XHP. We have a harpoon clip point with a hollow saber grind and a nice swedge on the poon. That is 3 1/2 inches of blade, 4 7/16 inches of crowned titanium handle. It is a titanium frame lock with what? I gotta look to make sure. No steel insert. So let's see how it behaves. No stick. Beautiful. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful centering. Let me give that another whirl. There we go. It does flip just fine. So we'll call the action perfect, the lockup perfect, the centering perfect. Oh, it's also got a pretty nice polished edge on it, one that I don't feel the need to sharpen, so you know. I found some super fine hairline scratches, I think right here at the corner of this clip. I think I can get the camera to glint. There we go. So we'll call it near mint and pouch. These are out of stock everywhere. They were $6.50 when they were available at web retailers. We ran last week at 400. It didn't sell. We dropped it to 360. It's still here. Let's do 320, which I believe is over 50% off original web retail. 320, doesn't need sharpened. The LV Knives Javelin. Next up, oh, this one needs a home, guys. From Hoback Knives. This is a 2015 production Hoback Custom A15. It is a large knife. Of course, it is a titanium frame lock with a long steel insert in the lock bar. And then it's got the Hoback rolling detent. So the detent not pressed and staked into the titanium, but it rides in a tube that threads into the titanium, and then the ball rotates. It rolls in the end of the tube, which makes it super smooth. You got the custom Hoback pivot, the Hoback spring titanium clip that is ambidextrous tip up. You've got 5.5 inches of handle, some beautiful coyote brown, I guess you'd call that, G10 inlays, well done. Nice flipper tab. Flips out with aplomb. Just super easy with that Hoback rolling detent. S90V blade. Kind of a modified Tonto design. Kind of a coarse grinder satin, then acid stone washed. Beautiful. Blade length is 3 3/4. There's your lock engagement. Early but secure, very solid. There we go, perfect centering, all squared away. Very near mint to like new in pouch, 2015 production. My seller paid $1,200 for this knife, new. We ran it at 700 last week. No takers, dropped it to 650 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $600 on this knife. As shown, $635 with my edge. That's the Hoback A15 Custom. Next up, from Spyderco, we have a lava in blue. Kind of a cute little knife, super well made. Blue G10, fully lined and hafted. Mid-lock with the boy dent. VG10 steel, stamped blade tang. Seki City, Japan. It's a tiny little kind of utility knife. 1 7/8 inch blade, 3 7/16 handle. Super ergonomic for utility tasks. Even got a little sharpening choil on this one. A truncated leaf-shaped blade, I guess. Tip-up ambidextrous pocket clip. Nice and smooth, if not super free action, but it's not a flicker, it's a sweeper, rock solid lockup. And centering is down the middle. Condition on the lava, we'll call near mint in box. These are discontinued, not a stock. There are 2 current eBay listings, both by it now for $240 and $249. Nothing in the sold listings archives for this knife. We ran this last week at a 160. We dropped it to 140 for the weekend, and this week $120, like it is. 140 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Lava. Next up, from Am8 Knives, pretty cool little box. Got lots of stuff, Velcro patch, microfiber cloth, and there's a knife in there. This is the Gladiator from Am8. a very geometric design, I would say. Handle slabs are titanium that appear to be sort of a dark bronze anodized and tumbled just a little bit. Got a milled titanium clip, blue titanium pivot, blue titanium thumb studs. And let's see, it's a flipper knife on ball bearings, and it's got thumb studs as well. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock. The blade appears to have some kind of a coating. It's kind of a smoky gray. M390 blade, 3 3/4 inches long, 4 5/8 handle. There's your lock engagement. Early but secure. Nice free ball bearing action. Centering is dead down the middle. Condition on the Gladiator, we'll call it like new in box. These are currently out of stock. Web price retail when they were available was $174. We ran this for $140 last week. No takers. Dropped it to $120 for the weekend. Still here. How about $100? Like it is. $130 with my edge on that M390 blade, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. The Am8 Gladiator. Next up, and our last leftover from last week, this is from Cherusker Messer. Comes in a tin, and up here under the old tape residue it says Lapu Corto set number 256. So yeah, a fighting knife system that obviously has some Spyderco affiliation. Note the compression lock. I'm guessing like what, mid-late 90s these were made. And I'm sorry for my ignorance, but I'm not super familiar with these knives, but designed by Bram Frank, the specific fighting method, a knife martial art that goes along with these tactical folders. Notice the interesting opening mechanism. I think you could probably come out of the pocket with that, I think. Compression lock mechanism, black G10. Not sure what that divot is for. Tip down right hand only pocket clip. Blade is 3 1/16. Handle 5 1/8. And then you also get a red handled trainer. And these knives, guys, are near mint to maybe like new, and even though they might be like, what, 15, no, 20 years old, more than that, 25 years old maybe. I did find on eBay a current listing for just a trainer with no box. They want $149 for that. We ran the set in the box last week for $130. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $115. Still here. My seller, this was his leftover of a whole bunch of knives. The one leftover he had, he emailed me and said, Rob, sell them for what you can. Keep the proceeds. Donate them to your preferred charity. So we're donating this to the Apple Tree Center Community Supper Fund that our church helps support, and sometimes we make dinner. So it's just a free supper every Tuesday night for neighborhood people who need a meal in Kendallville, Indiana. So we'll use the proceeds to help support the Apple Tree. $100, guys, for the set in the tin. $125 if you want me to sharpen the actual knife. The Cherusker Messer Lapu Corto set. Next up, we're bringing back a knife from a few weeks ago that we pulled because when we priced it, my seller had forgotten he had installed a pair of $80 Cerberus black canvas micarta scales. So this knife started its life as a Cutlery Shop exclusive, orange handled paramilitary 2 Wharncliffe with CTS XHP blade. So there's your XHP Wharnie. And then it's got these beautiful black canvas micarta Cerberus scales installed. Nice free action. Rock solid lockup. It's always good to see a scale swap para 2 that's behaving correctly. This one is. Blade is centered. It is also wearing a gorgeous tumble polished KC Lynch deep carry titanium clip. So you got $100 worth of aftermarket accessories installed on the knife with all of its original stuff, okay? So this Cutlery Shop exclusive Para 2 Wharnie is currently available for $180 at Cutlery Shop. Then you got 80, then you got 20. So if you wanted to set this knife up like this buying it new, it'd be $280. We are going to do this one at $220, and the knife is like new, guys. It's just as assembled, right? $220 like it is $245 with my edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Para 2 Wharnie OR XHP custom scales. Next up, another Spyderco from Golden. This is a Para 3 white. So this is a Para 3 lightweight with the FRN scales in white. Your standard Volcano grip FRN. A long-ish deep carry wire clip that's going to be tip up ambidextrous. And then here's the star of the show, CPM Rex 45 blade, Grand Prairie Knives exclusive, rock solid lockup. I think the action's just not quite free dropping on this one. It's close. And the centering is going to be off to the right just a little bit. But it is like new in box. This dealer exclusive is discontinued and out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between just, I think I only found a couple, $220 and $225. We're going to do this one at $190 like it is. $220 if you would like it, with an ApostleP edge on that Rex 45 blade. That's the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight white Rex 45. Next up, we have the beginning of something that became very big. It is a Demko, and it is an OG Demko. Shark lock knife sticker included. Demko knives, performance first. This is an AD20S-363, S45 and tan G10. So this is a Demko made Demko. From the Demko Custom Shop, made in the USA. It's an AD20 with that shark foot blade. Beautifully stonewashed, utilitarian stonewash on the blade. And let's see, S45 VN 3 7/16 inches of great cutting. Desert tan G10 handle with that sort of checker mill pattern. And then you got your shark lock, which I'm better at the shark lock than I am at the scorpion lock. Rock solid and super nice. Ball bearing pivot, thumb stud actuation. Now this only has the right hand clip. I'm not sure if the custom shop knives ever shipped with two clips, but this is right hand tip up only. The lockup action and centering are all beautiful. Let's see, condition on this is going to be near mint, in box. They are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available new, they were $425. You could probably pay more than this, but it's going to be $395 like it is. $425 if you'd like it to ship with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. That is the Demko AD20 Tan S45. Next up, we have one that is the brainchild of the design eye of my buddy, Evan Nicolaitis from Esnyx Knives, Sarasota, Florida, USA. This is the Esnyx Silverline Beer Buster. It ships in a beer can. There's a microfiber cloth. There is also a Beer Buster sticker. And then there's this little gem. So I believe Evan had Reate make these, I believe. So we've got a nice little beer bottle shield beautifully inlaid into that natural canvas micarta. All titanium guts. And look at the back. Of course, that would be a cap lifter. And it's got a pocket clip, milled titanium, right hand tip up, closed length, 3.5 inches. It is a front flipper, which I will not embarrass myself trying to do properly. A gorgeous swedged drop point with a grinder satin, beautiful little nail neck. There's your Esnyx maker's mark. Blade steel is M390. Blade length is 2 9/16. It is a titanium liner lock. It is rock solid. It's on bearings. And the centering is perfect. The condition is like new in can. There is one website that still has these in stock new in OD green canvas micarta. We have natural canvas micarta here. The price of those knives is $265 web retail. This one can be yours, $220 like it is, $245 with an ApostleP edge. It's the Esnyx Silverline Beer Buster Junior. Next up, we have one from that little company north of the border, and they make some sweet pocket knives, North Arm knives. This is a Skaha 2 in purple and Magnacut. Purple and Magnacut. Right hand, tip up, deep carry, wire clip, and one of the sweetest ball bearing flippers ever made. Oh man. Oh, I love the double smack. You hear it break the detent, and then you hear the detent drop off the blade tang. Oh, man. Guys. Oh. Anywho. 3 3/8 inches of tumble polished Magnacut. Pretty nice factory sharpening on these two, guys. There is your lock engagement on the liner lock. It is dead rock solid, and you saw the droppy shutty. And the blade centering is perfect. The condition will be near mint to like new, no box. These are out of stock, and I think the purple's kind of rare. Sold listings on eBay range between $278 and $405 for the purple Magnacut Skaha 2. We're going to do $265 on this one, $295 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. The North Arm Skaha 2 purple Magnacut. Next up, we got one from Casey Lynch, Lynch Northwest. This is a lot of box, guys. A lot of box for what's in here. The bonus is this looks like the key fob of a motorcyclist. Perhaps if I'm not going to take it because I don't own anything with anything Casey Lynch on it, and I don't own a knife that this clip would go on. But here it is, guys. It's the Lynch Northwest deep carry titanium pocket clip in bead blasted titanium, and this is different than other Lynch clips because I want you to pay special attention back here. This fits Hinderer knives, and this would be the short variety. See how the The base of the clip is double thick to fit into the recess of a hinder or knife. A lot of machining goes into these clips, guys. This is a milled clip, as you can see. Way different than the spring clips normally that come from Casey. So these things, they fit well on 3-inch XMs and half tracks. The 3.5-inch XMs need the long style. So yeah, these things retail brand new for $78. And we're going to sell this one for $45. And the reason I haven't taken it out of the package is because it's never been out of the package, just so you know. So $45 for the Lynch Northwest Titanium Deep Carry Clip Hinder Short. Next up, we have the Cold Steel K-Bar Boot Knife Combo. So it comes first with the Safe Maker 2. I'm always a little leery taking these out of the sheath. So yeah. The Safe Maker 2 OS 8A 3 1/8 blade, 1 3/4 handle. We have Cray X, read Craton handle. We have a chisel ground, center forward push dagger. The back is convex. Most of the machining is done on the front, and then the bevels are saber ground. By the way, you don't need this sharpened, guys. All you're going to do is stick it in something, right? So I'm not going to offer a sharpened price on this one. Comes in the Secure X sheath with the integral. No, it's not integral. Actually, it's a removable polymer pocket clip. And then, along with that, you have the K-Bar. The K-Bar 1480 TDI. It also comes in a molded plastic sheath. This has a steel clip. And here's a knife. You guys have all seen these, right? OS 8A blade, 2 3/8 long. A pretty severe bend for fighting purposes. Nicely textured FRN scales that appear to be removable. And let's see, both of these knives are near mint to like new. And both great boot knives. Let's see. The Safe Makers are $39 web retail. The TDIs are $50 web retail. I think that makes $89, right? We're going to do $60 for the pair, plus $25 if you want me to sharpen the TDI. So $85 on sharpen the TDI. That is the Cold Steel K-Bar Boot Knife Combo. Next up, we have an American-made automatic knife from Gerber. This is very definitely a purpose-built military, hard-use, side-folding automatic. It's the Gerber 06 Auto in 10th anniversary trim, which gives you OD green hard anodized aluminum handle scales and a beautifully stonewashed S30V blade. I'm going to call that a swedged drop point. Saber ground from its flat and kind of mid-spine. Gorgeous stonewash. Robust blade. Lockup is solid. You could probably say it has very slight side play, but it would be very slight, and it doesn't always do it. So it's kind of like if it locks up deep, it doesn't have any play, and if it needs to work in, there is a little. But the centering is dead perfect. Blade length is 3 5/8. Handle is 5. It's very Almar Sear in its profile. Do you have the safety with a very positive detent? See that, Benchmade? Very cool knife. I'll call it near mint, no box. One little shiny spot on the corner of the handle. You'll have that. Nice Parkerized right-hand tip-up clip with Gerber engraved. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Beautiful. So these are $218 web retail. We'll call this near mint, no box. And did I detect? Yeah, my owner, or my seller did attempt to put a polished edge on this, but it's not quite done, I guess I would say. A little no cleanup at the belly going to the tip. So I'm going to give you a sharpened price. $150 like it is, $175 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpen is available if it's one of the first 4. The Gerber 06 Auto, 10th anniversary. Next up, we have one from Zero Tolerance that does not come in its factory box, but it does come in a nice padded microfiber sunglasses case, or glasses case. This is, I love it when ZT does this, they actually use their own employees to design a knife. And they did here. This is the ZT 0707. It is a slender, good job ZT, long gents folder. Carbon fiber on the show side, titanium on the working side. It is a titanium frame lock knife with a steel insert, and it looks like the pivot acts as the over travel stop. It has got a shorty, deep carry, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, and I think you want to keep your fingers off the lock bar of this one when you're flipping it open, but it flips open with aplomb. Ooh, that's the word for the day. 20 CV blade, 3.5 inches in length. The handle is 4 11/16. There is your lockup, about perfect on that score. Now, I will tell you this. Because of where the over travel stop is and the way the detent and the blade interface, there is significant tension left, even with that lock bar fully extended. So it's not going to be a drop shut knife, even though it is a ball bearing flipper. Flips great. Nice skinny blade stock. So let's see. I'm going to call it near mint, no box. Web price of these brand new, and they are currently in stock, $288, guys. How about let's do $220 on this one, so $60 off web retail. I'm going to call it near mint to like new, no box. $250 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. So $220 like it is, $250 sharpened, the ZT 0707. Next up, a little darling of a knife. I wish they made these ambidextrous clip, but they don't. From Zach Brown's Southern Grind, we got a Spider Monkey carbon fiber, boys. Yes, we do. Right-handers rejoice. Left-handers, I guess, can just suck it. But a beautiful knife. I love these things. We have a 4 3/16 handle. Titanium liner lock, carbon fiber scales, beautiful shorty right hand tip up pocket clip. Phosphor bronze washers, thumb studs. Blade steel is S35VN, beautiful stone wash. Blade length 3 1/4. Handle again 4 3/16. Lockup is dead solid. There's your engagement. Super smooth, super smooth. Centering on this one, I don't know, would dead centered be good? Okay, let's do that. I'm going to say near mint in box. Web price of these new, and I think I actually found somebody that had one. $261 plus tax. This one, all in, shipped to you via Priority Mail, $220 like it is. $245 with my edge, next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. Next up, we have one with no box, but you do have a generic nylon pouch that will house this knife. It is from Viper Knives, the Technocut variety, and this is the int'l. Beautifully Maniago milled titanium handle. Interesting. Deep carry wire pocket clip that you would think would be ambidextrous, but by my read of that backspacer and how that clip interfaces, it's going to be right hand only. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. You can open this via flipper tab or thumb disc. You might even be able to wave that thing. I think you can. That's removable if you so desire. Well, I think if you're going to flick it, it prefers the tab, because it is a ball bearing flipper. Yeah. Blade steel on the Italo is M390, 3 3/4 inches. I don't know that designer, but I bet you guys do. Nice satin. There are some hairlines in that satin. It has been used a little bit. Got that gorgeous Maniago etch. I don't know how they do it, but man, they do it well. The handle on the Italo is 5 inches. Lockup is dead rock solid. There's your engagement. That'll work. Centering is dead. So we'll call it near mint. No box. Web price of this knife at your favorite internet retailer is going to be $255. $255. This one can be yours at $190 like it is. $220 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Viper Italo. Next up, it's CPOS time, boys. We're starting it off with a Tucson, proudly made in Yangjiang, China. Yeah. This is the Sun TS220. It is a Jelly Jerry design, of which there are several Tucson knives designed by Jelly Jerry. The 220 is a 4 7/16 inch handled, titanium, frame lock, ball bearing, flipper. See, Jelly Jerry design. M390 blade. You got a fuller. There's a little hourglass etch in the fuller. It's a harpoon spear point, I guess. Milled titanium clip, steel inserted frame lock. There's your engagement. By the way, 3 7/16 inch blade. There's your lock engagement. Oh, it's super smooth and free. Centering is perfect. It's been carried a little bit, so we're going to call it near mint in box. I said very slight blade and handle wear. Very slight. You can buy one of these brand new on Amazon, believe it or not, right now for $135. Or you could just buy this one, $95, all in, shipped, priority mail, $125 if you'd like it, with an ApostleP edge. That's the Tucson TS220. Next up, we have one from Qvist Knives, and this is the Qvist variant. I got no box with this one. And the interesting thing about this is, not only do you get the titanium scales, but you also get a set of blue denim micarta scales. Okay, so what is this knife? The variant PE2, which I think means Production Edition 2. Okay, it's 4 inches closed. It's a little sway back gents folder. Has a 3-inch blade. Kind of a snubby Wharncliffe in Sandvik 14C28N steel. Now, although the scales are titanium, it is a stainless steel liner lock knife. There's your engagement, by the way. It's rock solid. Super sweet ball bearing action. It's a front flipper, which I can't front flip. You can also open it with the hole. Maybe not quite as effectively. You've got a polished stainless steel deep carry pocket clip, going to be right hand tip up only. Condition on this is near mint to like new, no box. Price of this knife is $99 on the web at your favorite retailer, brand new, plus the cost of the extra micarta scales. Those got to be what, $40 probably? I don't know. So that'd be like what, $139 web new. And then let's just sell it for $80 like it is, $105 if you like my edge on it, the Qvist variant PE2. Next up, we have one from Vostede Knives, which I believe these are China-produced knives, but it sounds kind of Eastern European, doesn't it? Anyhow, you got a slip, you have a tin that's like soft touch finish, very interesting, and you take it apart like that, then you got a pouch and goodies. Kind of a nice little package for an inexpensive knife. This is the Vostede Valkyrie SX, which is sort of an abbreviation for Sex, S-E-A-X. So maybe it's like a faux Scottish theme, I don't know. Gray G10, button lock actuated ball bearing flipper, pocket clip, polished steel, tip up, ambidextrous. Let's see how it flips. Flips excellent. Oh, there's your Sex blade. 154 cm steel, very nicely satin finished, by the way. Blade steel is blade length is 3 1/4. You got a gentle forward finger choil. You can also open it with the thumb studs. Ball bearing pivot works great. Thumb studs work great. Blade centering is way down in there, but it's perfect. Yeah, kind of a sharp little package, I would say. 4 3/8 handle, by the way. And a very nice detent for a button lock, I had to say. Yeah, it works great. Works great. Price of these knives are brand new is $79 at your favorite retailer. We're going to do this one 65 shipped, priority mail, 90 if you like it with my edge. Very near mint to like new on this one. The Vostede Valkyrie SX in gray. Next up, we have one from CJRB, and this is a lot of packaging for a very inexpensive knife. I just got my background dirty from the bottom of that box. Son of a gun. Anyway, this is the Pyrite from CJRB. Also a button lock ball bearing knife. Black G10 scales. The stainless steel liners are a little proud of the G10. Gives you a little pop as you rotate it in the light. Tumble polished, tip up, deep carry clip that is ambidextrous. It's not a stainless steel liner lock, but it's some nice thick stainless steel liners with a button lock mechanism. Thumb stud actuation, ball bearing pivot. Very nice. And again, a great detent for a button lock. Yeah. Steel is AR RPM 9. 3 1/16 inches is your blade. Just a gorgeous drop point. Man, that's just beautiful. Beautiful in blade profile. Got a little sneak forward choil there. Lockup is rock solid. Let's see, the handle length is 4 1/4. Lockup, centering, action, all beautiful. Condition, near mint, in box. Price of these brand new, $50 at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours, $35 shipped, $60 with an TheApostleP Edge to CJRB Pyrite. Next up, we have one from Kaiser, sort of. So, and it's going to come in a Vostede pouch, but no original box. So this is the Kaiser and Mojave Outdoor original. So it's the Kaiser original, but it's got this like dark gunmetal finish, hard anodized on the aluminum, couple little tiny nicks right here on the corner, and then black hardware and a satin blade. And it's going to be right hand tip up deep carry. It is another button lock on bearings. Look at that. 154 cm blade, 3 inches long, 3 7/8 handle, so super efficient blade to handle ratio. That knife works great. It just does. Rock solid lockup, free ball bearing action, perfect blade centering. So we'll call it near mint, no box. Those two little nicks on the handle are noted. Price of these is $84 at the exclusive retailer, which is Mojave Outdoor. We're going to do this one $60 shipped, priority mail, $85 if you'd like it with my edge on it. Kaiser X Mojave Outdoor original. Next up, we got one from Civivi. No outer box, but you do have the pouch. And a cloth and a sticker. This is the Civivi C20076-2 Altus with the black blade and hardware with the blood red G10 scales. Tip up ambidextrous deep carry pocket clip, showing just a little tiny bit of pocket wear. Your Nitro V blade is 3 inches in length with a tumbled DLC finish. The button lock is dead solid. The ball bearings are free. The blade centering is perfect. It's been used and sharpened. And the polished edge is pretty good. It's a little wonky at the tip, but I'm sure it'll cut, okay? We'll call it excellent to near mint in pouch. Price of these brand new at your favorite retailer will be about $72. How about let's do $50 on this one, and then $75 if you like it with an Apostle P edge, although the user applied edge is pretty squared away. That's the Civivi C20076-2 Altus. Next up, I believe we have a Kaiser. We do. Again, no outer box, just the inner pouch. And let's see, cloth and a poly sleeve for the knife. Okay. So here it is. It's the Kaiser V3619C1 Drop Bear. And if you'll notice, the locking mechanism is not a liner lock or a button lock, but it's a Benchmade axis lock, and they didn't even try to hide it. They didn't even make the buttons on the end of the lock bar different. Anyhow, it's a spear point blade, and the blade steel is 154 cm. Blade length is 3 inches. The handle is 4 1/8. And this is it's almost black. It's a super dark gray, black hardware, ambidextrous, tip up, deep carry pocket clip. So it's an axis lock on bearings. What could be bad about that? What's that, you say? Oh, well, yeah, it's got Omega springs, so they're going to break. Really? How about they just gave you a couple in the bag? Huh? How about that? How about that? Are you watching Benchmade? So you have like a full hardware kit extra. Pretty cool. I like it. We'll call it near mint in pouch. Web price of this knife brand new is $119. Let's do this one at $90, like it is $115 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Kaiser Drop Bear. I love that. They put the springs in the box. Okay, next up, we have one from We Knife Company Limited. The model is the 704B, blue handle, hand-rubbed satin blade Bowler M390. This is a very interesting hand rub. Wait till you see it. So here you go. Interesting knife. So it's a titanium frame lock, and then it has scales over top that are also titanium with that super fine mill pattern and blue anodized job. Pretty cool. Very nice clip. Goes super well with the knife. Milled titanium. Right hand tip up only. It's been carried a little. You can see some snail trails going on, but very slight. And let's see here. Ooh, ball bearing flipper, trailing point design. Now look at this, guys. This blade was bead blasted and then a super fine hand rub satin. And you can see evidence of both finishes, which I think is super cool. It's slick. It's velvety. Gorgeous, man. M390 blade, 3 5/8 inches long. Forward finger choil. That just feels good. Okay, there's your engagement on the titanium frame lock, which is, I believe, steel inserted. It's rock solid. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Blade is dead centered. Let's see. We're going to call it near mint. In box, very slight carry wear. Price of these brand new at your favorite retailer is $200. Let's do this one shipped, priority mail, all in, $160. And then $190 with my edge, the WE 704B. Next up, we have one from Drop. It is the Degnan M-Rose, a pretty cool knife. A pretty cool knife. Kind of emulates an Italian stiletto. So we have what looks like a brass-colored anodized titanium frame. Then you've got some burgundy canvas micarta inlays. Kind of a swell center coffin handle. And then it's a flipper. The guards are jimped and it flips. We have a bayonet ground spear point blade in S35 VN, 3 1/4 inches long. That handle is 4 1/8. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock that engages thusly. It is rock solid. Ball bearing pivot works well. Probably not going to drop shut with that skinny light blade. Centering is perfect. Flipping action is awesome. Handle's 4 1/8 long, by the way. I'm going to call this near mint in box. They are out of stock. Believe it or not, this drop knife was purchased new by my consignor from Blade HQ, which I thought was interesting. And Blade HQ still has the blue anodized carbon fiber version in stock. This one is sold out. But $190 was the web price new. Let's do $150 on this one, $175 with my edge, the Drop Degnan M-Rose. Next up, we have one of those statement pieces from Reate Knives. It comes in the white box. The pouch is inside. All kinds of Reate goodies go with it. It is the K4. Marbled carbon fiber, blue titanium, RWL 34 steel in a satin finish. Oh my. Oh, guys. I just want you to look at this handle for a minute. Blasted titanium, anodized blue, then tumbled, and then these thin, bright lines are applied after finishing. How they do that without messing up the finish, I don't know. Then you've got some ceramic balls set into the titanium, 5 on each side. Just a stunning piece of work. The marbled carbon fiber inlays are perfectly done. The milled titanium pocket clip goes with the overall theme of the knife perfectly. Kind of a soft gear pattern backspacer with the lanyard loop. Of course, it's a ball bearing flipper, probably ceramic. Of course, it flips perfectly. That RWL 34 blade, I think RWL 34 was the perfect steel to choose for this because of how it takes a satin. And satin is the star of this show, right? Going this way, going this way, going this way, going this way. Everything beautiful. Blade length is 3 11/16. Handle is 4 13/16. Serious nice work on that nightmare grind. Rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. Steel inserted, of course. Yep. Centering is Reate perfect. These are out of stock. When they were available, web price was $400. They have retained value, guys. Sold listings on eBay run between $330 and $420. This is a perfect example, and it is like new in box with all of its goodies. We're doing it at $360 like it is, $395 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Reate K4. Next up, time for another ZT. We are going bold. The knife inside, and it's the wrong one. The box says it's a ZT0450CF, but it's not. This is a 452 Ti. This is a 452 Ti, so it's the big boy. I don't think I've ever seen one. Seen a lot of 450 Ti's, but this is the big dog. So no carbon fiber, no G10 on the show side, titanium on both sides, steel inserted titanium frame lock, deep carry, shorty, tip up, ambidextrous clip, ball bearing flipper. Blade steel is S35VN. This is a long one too. This is a full 4 1/8 inches. I think I usually measure these at about 4 1/16. So obviously not over sharpened. In fact, nary a flaw on that factory edge. There is your frame lock engagement. Rock solid. Centering it's about perfect. Edge grind notwithstanding, not completely symmetrical. Let's see. 5 1/8 handle. Near mint to like new in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. Wow. Map price on them used to be $212. I only found one sold listing on eBay. These are kind of rare. That was at $208. I don't think you'll find a nicer one than this, and we're going to do it all in, shipped priority mail. $200 like it is. $225 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the ZT0452 Ti. Next up, we have a Blade HQ exclusive from Spyderco, and it is a Tenacious in digital camo G10. What a smart looking little knife that is, guys. 4-way pocket clip, 8CR13 MOV blade. Blade length on the Tenacious is 3 3/8. The handle's 4 7/16. It is a stainless steel liner lock mechanism on washers with an opening hole. Not super free and not super centered, but the lockup is rock solid. It has been user sharpened and it looks polished, but he didn't get to the edge all the way down the blade, so I'm going to offer you a sharpening price on this one. Not that you could, I'm sure it's plenty sharp like it is, but anyway. So we'll call it very near mint in box with that user sharpening job. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were available at Blade HQ, they were $50 in this configuration. We're just going to do this $40, all in, shipped priority mail. So after priority postage, you're really paying like $29.80 for the knife. And then an extra $25 if you'd like my edge on it. So $65 sharpened. And that can be done next day if you jump into the first 4 people to get their knife sharpened out of this sale. That's the Spyderco Tenacious Digicam. Next up, don't sleep on this knife. From Spyderco, by way of Taichung, Taiwan, it's the Gail Bradley Advocate. This is a CQI knife. I did peer into the gap to see the large brass-colored bearing cages. So here it is, Gail Bradley, Weatherford, Texas. Guys, if you saw the custom we ran, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. There's not a lot of difference between the custom Gail Bradley flipper and the Spyderco Advocate. You get the orange peel finish on the titanium, the polished edges. You have a tumble polished Spyderco clip. It's a ball bearing flipper, steel inserted titanium frame lock. Rock solid. That very Gail Bradley blade in CPM M4. Super nice, guys. Flips great. Locks up great. Centers up great. Condition is very near mint to like new. I always look down the spine of an Advocate because there'll always be scuffs in that polish, but man, there's nary a scuff on this one. I just love the way the blade tang in the front of the frame. I mean, just so beautiful. Oh. So the condition on this Advocate is very near mint to like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay are running between $245 and $300. This is one of the nicest Advocates I've ever held. Your price, $230 like it is, $260 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available. Spyderco, Gail Bradley, Advocate. Next up, from the Benchmade Knife Company. It's a 945 BK-1 Mini Osborne. A baby 940, black G10, blue liners, blue titanium standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip, axis lock mechanism, S30V blade, just a little baby 2 7/8 blade, 3 13/16 handle, free drop in action, flicks beautifully, locks up dead solid, and the centering would perfect be okay. All right, let's do that. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. Price of these knives brand new is $207. Web retail map pricing, minimum advertised pricing. How about $170 for this one? $195 with my edge. Benchmade 945 BK-1 Mini Osborne. Next up, again, don't nap, boys. Now this knife is going to come in a Benchmade warranty box, so if you get a knife back from warranty work or service, or if you bought a Ritter grip brand new, you get this gray box. But this is not a Ritter grip. This is a Benchmade 707 sequel, and it's an old one, guys. I think this is pre-2000. Can that be right? One of the very first axis lock knives, McHenry and Williams design. I want you to look at the G10. You know how a new 710 or a new sequel has that shimmer, that shine in the G10 that goes away after you carry it a little bit? This one still has it. Look at the old stamped Benchmade USA Emerson style clip. And, wait for it, ATS34 with the big butterfly logo. This is an old sequel. Look at that swedge. Man, it's gorgeous. I mean, it is gorgeous. Lock up, rock solid. Action, drops free. Centering is just off a little bit. Oh, well, you know, it's a 2000 Benchmade. What the heck? I'm calling it like new in box, even though it's a warranty box. Yeah, there's... Yeah. If you're a Benchmade collector and you don't have one of these and you want one to tuck away, today's your day. Stunning example, exclamation point in my notes. Discontinued, out of stock for a while. eBay sold listings range between $150 and $300. I guarantee you, the $300 one wasn't any nicer than this one. Your price, all in, shipped priority mail, $150. $175 with an ApostleP edge. Don't nap. Benchmade 707 sequel. That brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. This is like an old pair of blue jeans pocket knife, guys, from Victorinox. It's the Boy Scouts of America Tinker. And this one, a little old. It's got significant carry wear in the plastic covers. It does have the inlaid Boy Scout seal. You got a main spear. It's kind of scratched up. Somebody took the belt sander to it at some point. Yeah. We got a pen blade. We got small screwdriver, can opener. We got large screwdriver, cap lifter, wire cutter. We got Phillips screwdriver. We got an awl. We got a split ring. We got a toothpick. We got tweezers. Your price, 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Shipped priority mail. After $10.20 of priority postage, you're buying the knife for $9.80. $50 if I sharpen both blades. Victorinox, Boy Scouts, Tinker. And that brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Fun bunch of knives. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go get you some deals. Talk to you soon.